Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. All right, Capricorn. So tonight we have the Ace of Discs, which I was super happy to see for Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn ascendant, so I can say this, but we love money, right? Not exactly money, but resources. We love creating them. We love building businesses. We love building systems. We're really good at things like management and, just really getting through the process of whatever it is we're doing. Whatever the project is, we are locked in. We get to that zone where we just... Unfortunately, sometimes it's like we're blind, we have blinders on and you're just fully focused on the task at hand. So when I saw the Ace of Discs, I said, all right, here we go. We're starting to build something again. We're starting to build maybe a new business or a side hustle or maybe working on the career, going back to school, adding on to the house, whatever it is. We're going to check this out and see what the tea leaves have to say. See if they agree with me. Okay, here we go. And I'll lift this up and we'll take a look. And I want to say thank you so much for deciding to click on this reading. It's always such an honor for me. And if you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, I would love to hear from you. Okay, so we have a dog right here. You can see, here's the nose. And beautiful eyelashes and a little eyebrow. Almost kind of reminds me of maybe like a little chihuahua or maybe some kind of terrier. You can see the little ear right there. This feels like a dog that was very important to you when you were young. We can see here an adult. It looks like a masculine adult, maybe dad, and a child in a chair. You can see the head, and then it looks like almost like a little car seat. And then we have a person over here that probably is also a child, but also the dog over here. So I feel like this is almost like best friend. Like you're out in the yard chasing each other. There's a lot of hearts. I feel like somehow this is related to dad. Maybe dad was the one that got the dog for you. Maybe your parents were separated and when you were at dad's house, the dog was there. But I do feel like this was the big loss of your life thus far. And this maybe was like 40, 50 years ago. And it feels like this was the biggest heartbreak that you've ever had. I don't know why or how this works, but I'll tell you what. There was a time now it's been 10, 11 years, 12 years. And I had I know for a fact, 4 people I was very close to passed away within a year. And beyond that, probably another 15 people passed away. It was really at the height of where I was living in Minneapolis, a lot of opiate overdoses happening, unfortunately. And that was the big thing. That and people unaliving themselves. So it was very hard, but I'll tell you what really threw me over the edge was my cat passed away. He was 21 years old, and I was soldiering through all of this stuff that was happening, and then my cat passed away, and I lost it. I ended up in the hospital. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I ended up in a coma in the ICU. Because of something I did to myself. And and sometimes it really, I look back and I can feel I can't breathe when I think about my two, then a few years later, my other cat passed away. And that was hard as well. It wasn't as dire, I was in a way more healthy place at that time, but I still can barely think about it. So I feel like this is not only about a childhood pet or companion, but it is about the connection with your father or father figure, whoever that was. And I wonder if maybe both of them have preceded you, because it feels almost like a huge nostalgic burst of love and warmth, but there's also a feeling of grief kind of wrapped in there as well. And I kind of want to see, why is this all coming up right now? We also have the number 770. We have a little flower right here. We have one right here as well. We have a person up here. It looks like they're letting, it looks like they have a sacred heart. So agape in one hand, and they have a bird with a solar disc in the other. So this is interesting. So you must be an initiator or kind of a revealer for people. I wonder if you are something like a shaman, or you guide people through the spirit or into the spirit world, into the borderlands or through the borderlands. This is somebody, you are. This is like really deep. I feel like you've been doing this for many life cycles. This is not new to you. Very powerful. And I keep seeing these flowers. What are they called? The prairie rose. Some kind of beautiful purple and pinkish purple flowers growing beneath your feet. And I wonder if you deny yourself this. But you dismiss it as like a fantasy. Like, I don't know. It's like, when you're a kid and you're like, I'm a witch, or you're a teenager, I'm a witch. You might come from a line of witches. But, oftentimes it's kind of like, I like this, costume, or I like this persona. I'm going to put it on for a while. Right. But for you, I feel like, it's almost kind of like, it feels like a fanciful thing. Like I must be just like reading into this, or it's just a coincidence, or, whatever it is. But truly, I believe you are coming into the period of your life where it will be unavoidable. This is your work. This is the work that you're here to do. I feel that you help connect people with the divine. You might be somebody who can speak to the divine and also bring messages. That's why we have the flying solar disc. Now, the solar disc implies to me truth, or, revelation. So I do believe that you probably have prophetic visions or dreams. And you might, again, deny them. Well, it's a good guess, or I was just following the patterns, or, this kind of thing. But it is more than that. It is more than that. You're not going to change my mind. You are something very powerful. And we have somebody, I feel like it's a T name, but I almost kind of, maybe it's a TJ. We have the number 30 as well. T and a J. Or Terry, possibly. Also, it seems like you might have ants. So whatever you do to deter the ants, they're coming. And I mean in your home or car or office or wherever you get ants, they're coming. Don't worry, they'll be here soon. You thought maybe you'll miss them this year? No. And we have the Empress. Look at that bust right there. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Look at it. It looks like the side bust, or like a side profile of her face right here. And then this would be the shoulders, and here's the crown up here. And she's receiving the message. Of course she is. And again, with the Father, we have the seahorse. Okay, so I really see you. And that's funny that she showed up, because we were talking. I keep getting this vision of the flowers beneath the feet. And that's very much the Empress. She is like that Persephone energy. When she shows up, everything comes to life. Everything starts blooming. So I feel like as you transmute these different parts of self, especially that really sensitive stuff, you're coming into that Empress archetype. You bring life. You bring truth. You bring the things that people need so that they themselves can look beyond the veil. You are an initiator. You are a revealer. You have very hard work to do, but it is most important. So I thank you. I must, I must. And do not be afraid. Don't be afraid of it, because, it's hard. It's sometimes scary. It sometimes makes you feel like you're losing your whole mind. But give it time, because it will prove itself. It will show itself for what it really is. And it will manifest in the world. It's not just this woo-woo, it happens in my astral plane, and, this is like, it shows up on all levels, because it's being filtered through you, like you are a prism, right? Not a prison, a prism, like a piece of glass cut in a certain way. So when the light hits it, it refracts the light, right? And it becomes that beautiful rainbow, the spectrum of light. And I just feel like when we come into our authentic self and our authentic reason to be here, our true will, that's when life really starts. That's when we really begin to become not only the Empress, but the magician, right? We become our own world builders. We realize that we are in charge, that we, can start to really make fundamental changes to reality. And that's when the fun begins. Now, we also have the number over here, 55. 55. The 7 again. And we also have 2 people fighting. We also have the T and the J again. Enlightening. I feel like one of your biggest fears was playing out the dynamic of your parents. And I mean, listen, we all right? I think that's something we all have, is that fear. I wonder if your parents maybe fought a lot and finally separated. I think that you've really, really been very careful about a partner. I think that you're probably somebody who has always said, like, I'm never getting divorced. Once I find my person, we're getting married. We're not getting divorced. So I feel like even so, right, we still play out the things that stick with us from our youth or throughout our life, especially stuff that was kind of traumatizing, which listening to your parents fight, I don't care if it's like, you know, normal bickering or, you know, just absolutely wild, like ends up on cops or whatever. It can be traumatic, right? It's all relative. So I feel like at times you can even hear your parents fighting as you are speaking, right? You hear them in you. And I feel like that is a big wake-up call for you. I'm tired of living out this toxic dynamic because it's not mine. It was gifted to me against my own will, right? And now I'm going to let it go because I don't want to keep doing this over and over and over again. And I feel like that's the big work as well, right? Is figuring out what you need to do to stop reliving those cycles. And I think that's, you know, that could take years for some of us. I mean, I know for me it has. I continue to work on these things. And so it is. It is worthy work and it is most important, definitely. It will change your whole life as you learn to shift these dynamics and to abandon the old like thought loops and cycles and so on and so forth. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to have to wrap this up. I'm running late. Let's do our lucky numbers here. Number 2. Number 8. Number 98. Wonderful. All right. Capricorn, I love you. I have to hurry up. I'm going to be late to get my data. So I love you. I love you. I love you. If you want to subscribe or like or leave a comment, I would love to hear from you. Other than that, I just want you to take good care of yourself. Love on yourself a little extra this week. And we'll talk in a few days. All right. Good night.